It was a dark and stormy night when Angela and her husband, Mark, arrived at the abandoned hotel nestled deep within the woods. The rain pounded on their car's windshield, casting eerie shadows across their faces. The couple had been searching for a thrill, a haunted experience that would test their courage. Little did they know, they were about to get more than they bargained for. As they stepped out of the car, the wind howled, and the towering hotel loomed before them, its broken windows like hollow eyes peering into their souls. The front doors creaked open, as if inviting them in. With hesitant steps, they entered the desolate lobby. The receptionist, a ghostly figure dressed in a vintage suit, handed them a rusty key. "Room 413, he whispered, his voice carried on the wind. Angela and Mark climbed the decaying staircase, their footsteps echoing through the empty hallways. The air grew colder with each step, chilling them to the bone. Room 413 was at the end of a dimly lit corridor. Angela unlocked the door, revealing a room frozen in time. Dust covered the furniture, and the smell of decay lingered in the air. The bed creaked ominously, as if someone had just vacated it. Unnerved but excited, they settled in for the night. The storm raged on outside, thunder shaking the old building to its core. As Angela and Mark tried to sleep, strange noises echoed throughout the room, the faint whispers of children, the scratching of claws against the walls. The presence of unseen guests sent chills down their spines. Unable to ignore the eerie occurrences, Angela decided to explore the hotel further. She ventured into the basement, where she stumbled upon a forgotten playroom. Dusty toys lay scattered across the floor, and a faded photograph caught her attention. It depicted a group of children, their faces worn and sorrowful. Among them stood a man, a figure she recognized as the receptionist. Returning to their room, Angela's heart raced. She shared her findings with Mark, and they knew they had to find answers. They resolved to investigate the history of the hotel and its ghostly inhabitants. Research revealed that the hotel had once served as an orphanage, where unspeakable horrors had unfolded. The owner, Mr. Crowley, had been a sadistic man who took pleasure in tormenting the children in his care. The orphanage closed down abruptly after a mysterious fire claimed the lives of both the children and Crowley himself. Angela and Mark realized they had unwittingly stepped into a vortex of trapped souls, forever yearning for release. Determined to help, they sought the assistance of a renowned paranormal investigator named Professor Whitaker. Together with Professor Whitaker, they prepared a ritual to cleanse the hotel of its malevolent spirits. Armed with sage, candles, and ancient incantations, they ventured into the heart of the haunted building. The air grew thick with anticipation as they chanted the words that would grant peace to the tormented souls. Suddenly, a violent wind erupted, extinguishing the candles. In the darkness, the apparitions emerged, their forms twisted and distorted. They moaned and shrieked, their voices echoing through the halls. Terrified but unyielding, Angela, Mark, and Professor Whitaker fought against the encroaching spirits. They managed to reach the lobby, but the exit was blocked by a spectral figure, a vengeful Mr. Crowley, his eyes burning with malevolence. His presence exuded a palpable evil, as if the hotel itself had taken form in his twisted visage. Frantic, Angela, Mark, and Professor Whitaker searched for another way out. They stumbled upon a hidden passage tucked behind a tattered tapestry. Without hesitation, they pushed through, hoping it would lead them to safety. The secret passage revealed a maze-like network of tunnels beneath the hotel, dank and suffocating. As they navigated the labyrinth, the spirits pursued them, their ethereal forms darting through the shadows. Time seemed distorted within the depths of the hotel's underbelly. The walls whispered, the very foundation groaned under the weight of its tormented history. They felt as if they were being swallowed alive by the darkness. Desperation fueled their determination as they pushed forward, guided by an inner voice that urged them towards an unknown destination. Finally, they stumbled upon a forgotten chamber, adorned with ancient symbols etched into the walls. Recognizing it as a place of power, Professor Whitaker realized they had found the heart of the hotel's haunting, a nexus of spiritual energy. Drawing upon his knowledge, he led the group in a last-ditch effort to banish the vengeful spirits. In a circle of salt, they performed a ritual, their voices rising in unison, weaving a web of incantations that pierced through the ethereal realm. The spirits recoiled, their cries filled with anguish and rage. The room trembled, threatening to collapse upon them. As the ritual reached its climax, a blinding light erupted from the symbols etched on the walls, dispelling the darkness. The spirits wailed in a chorus of despair, dissipating into nothingness. The hotel shook violently, its structure crumbling around them. With one final surge of energy, the ritual concluded, leaving Angela, Mark, and Professor Whitaker battered but victorious. They emerged from the bowels of the hotel, gasping for breath, their bodies covered in grime and dust. Outside, the storm had passed, and the moon cast its gentle light upon the remnants of the haunted hotel. Angela and Mark looked at each other, their hearts heavy with the weight of the harrowing experience they had endured. They knew that their lives would never be the same again. They made a vow never to forget the souls trapped within the hotel's walls, their sacrifice and suffering. From that day forward, Angela, Mark, and Professor Whitaker dedicated themselves to aiding restless spirits, seeking redemption for those lost in the depths of darkness. And so, the haunted hotel stood as a testament to the horrors that had transpired within its walls, a chilling reminder that checking in was indeed a grave mistake. But for Angela and Mark, it became a symbol of their strength and the unbreakable bond forged through the fires of fear.